It's been 8 years and 20 months of the Russian war against Ukraine. And that's how this ugly war looks from the inside of the war-stricken nation. We have thousands of kilometers of the front line where our men and women are wounded and killed in action daily. And yet there are many other facets of this tragedy. The war reaches deep into Ukraine. Every day, Russian army attacks our civil infrastructure, water supply, food storages, humanitarian aid centers and electric grid. They use air-to-ground missiles and kamikaze drones. Very often Russian missiles hit residential areas, apartment blocks, causing dozens of casualties among civilians, men, women and children. Big cities like Kyiv, Dnipro, Kharkiv, Odessa, Zaporizhia, Kherson are always a target. At least 12 million people have fled their homes since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. More than 5 million refugees have been recorded across Europe. At least 6 million people are internally displaced in Ukraine. And that is our main harvest field for now. I want to thank you, friends, for your help. Without you, we wouldn't be able to reach out and help all these people in our country. Our church in Dnipro reaches out to internally displaced persons every week. We meet their basic needs of food and clothes, but each time we see them, we pray for them and teach them how to pray. It gives me so much joy to see people saved and changed and joining the local church. A few of these refugees have joined us even on missions as barbers and hairdressers. Here is the small town of Pokrov, south of Dnipro. It is just one of 35 towns without any drinking water after the explosion of Kakhovka Dam in the beginning of June 2023. That single terrorist act caused a huge humanitarian crisis and ecological disaster. Many lakes and water reservoirs in our region were emptied, and huge territories in the south of Ukraine were flooded. In our mission to Pokrov, every 10 trips equal 3,400 kilometers, 16.8 tons of drinking water, and hundreds of people touched with the love of Christ. Since the beginning of this war, our church vans have driven 210,000 kilometers, delivering and sharing 200 tons of food. These extreme hardships make hearts of people so open for the gospel. The church in Ukraine is a hiding place for so many. But it is not hiding, it's fighting. Bishop Bill Hammond once told me, "Max, the church is not a cruise ship, it's a battleship." And I totally agree with that. So we have invited local churches from Dnipro and Zaporizhia to get together twice a month for worship and intercession. It's been a long but beautiful and rewarding journey together. The church is helping, the church is preaching, the church is praying. That is one of the ways we are fighting against aggression from the outside and corruption inside the country. We have to show our society the model of unity and integrity. Yes, at times it feels like we're prophesying to the field of dry bones, but we keep on keeping on, knowing that the battle belongs to the Lord. If you ask me, is it dangerous to come to Ukraine? I would say yes. Is there a need for the gospel to be preached in Ukraine? Yes. Friend, I want you to pray and ask God, just like Apostle Paul asked, Lord, what do you want me to do? How can you respond to this huge need in the harvest? Would you be willing to be one of those laborers? And I want you to know the church in Ukraine needs your help to reach all these people and to introduce them to Jesus.